Well, I never knew that the biggest question or the most asked question on this channel would be, should I buy an M? Or do you think I could use an M? I don't know. Here's the thing. We grew up, I'm old, so I grew up, and a lot of us grew up shooting manual focus. It was just what we had. And, even back then, the cameras didn't have much on them. They didn't have any bells and whistles whatsoever, but we still had to get the shots, and we did. I shot sports with a Pentax K1000 professionally. My F3 was one of my favorite cameras ever of all time, and then the F100 came out, and I just love that thing. It was autofocus, but you guys couldn't even deal with it. It was so slow. Anyway, but it worked. Didn't matter to us. It just worked. Focusing on M camera is really painfully easy. I know it's that initial, oh my God, can I do this? It's just, you've seen it before. It's the overlay box. When you line up the two things, it's in focus. It really is that simple. I have 20/40 vision in this eye, 20/100 vision in this eye. I get a lot of questions, and I wear reading glasses. I think I'm at a 2 now, strength for reading glasses. I don't have a problem focusing. I just don't. It just works for me. Now, I have a 1.25 and a 1.4 magnifier for my viewfinder, and that helps quite a bit. I use the 1.25 even with a 35. I don't care. I can come close. It doesn't matter. Focusing wise, though, I'm going to give you a hint here, and believe me, if you were just sitting in a chair and you had a cup on a table and you tried to focus with a rangefinder, you would nail focus the first time, honestly, because you're stationary, nothing's moving, you're not standing, you're just sitting and just taking the picture. The biggest problem when you first initially get a rangefinder, an M, is movement, your movement, the subject's movement, whatever. But we put it up, we focus, and then we're like this, and we're moving, and it takes it out of focus. So you just have to be aware of this kind of stuff and take your time and learn it. So the best way to do that with a rangefinder camera is you set your aperture at f4 for the first week. Take it down to 3.4 for the next week, take it down to 2.8 for the next week, and take it down to f2 for the next week. And then finally down to 1.4 if you have that Summa Lux lens. This will help you ease into learning the system, learning how to shoot with the system. Right now, I can honestly say that if I'm shooting an event at night, sometimes it's hard to see at night when it's very dark in a situation. I'll struggle just a little bit, but I can still focus faster with this than I can with an autofocus camera. 90% of the time, God's honest truth, because I'm used to it. And I practice with it, and I practice with it every day. Even when I'm sitting at home watching TV, I have this camera in my hand, and I'm practicing focusing. I'm practicing, okay, this distance is this, I'm gonna move my finger here. It's fun, it's challenging, and you see results, and that gives you a high. Now, I know the cameras are expensive, and everybody's argument is, oh, they're too expensive, it's bullshit, you get so much more with this camera, this camera, this camera. You know what? I drive a Volkswagen. My friend drives a $60,000 Mercedes-Benz. When we leave from point A to point B, we both get there at the same time. But he enjoys his Mercedes. I enjoy my Volkswagen. They do the both same things. Maybe his is a little bit more luxurious and has little lights inside of it, but I don't need that. Just like I don't need anything else for my camera. I would have been an M shooter from the M8 if it had internal memory earlier, okay? But since I shoot commercial, since I shoot clients and I get paid for it, I will never, ever go to a job without a backup system in a camera. Now, there are professional YouTube photographers that will tell you, oh, don't worry about it. Camera cards never fail. It's bullshit. You don't need 2 cards. You do, 100%. Just imagine, I've been doing this for 42 years professionally now. okay? And I go to an event with one card and I get a corrupt card. And yes, I've had cards go down on me before. 100%, no ifs, ands, or buts. I've had cards fail or pixelate or give weird images. It happens, but I've always had a backup. Back in the day, they were like, oh, when you use film, you didn't have a backup. Yeah, we did. There were 2 shooters at an event because they're paying us a lot of money. We had 2 shooters making sure that we got double images of everything because we wanted to take care of our clients and not say, oh, sorry about your wedding. You'll never see your images. It just doesn't happen that way. Anyway, getting back to the M. So yes, when the M11 came out, it had the internal memory, it had 64. Now my upgrade for this, and the only reason I upgraded was because of the 256 internal memory on the M11P. Right now, this camera, I don't care what they add to it. There's no bells and whistles at this point with this system that I would upgrade for because it's 60 megapixel, 36 megapixel, 18 megapixel. Everything I need in a camera is in this. Lenses. I love Leica lenses. I love Voigtlander lenses. You know how much I love them. Zeiss lenses. They're all the same since the 50s. They haven't changed. I'm not getting better focus. I'm not getting better anything with lenses. Yeah, they're upgrading the glass and they have better flare resistance. But this Summicron 35 is going to last me a lifetime. My 50 Summicron, again, lasts me a lifetime. My Voigtlander Apo, I never need to upgrade that thing. It's near perfect. I don't need it. Like, even if I did switch M bodies to, an M14, it doesn't matter. I still have the same lenses. I never have to give them up. They're always here. So there's so many benefits to M, but if you are a point and shoot kind of guy that doesn't want to think about anything but just pressing down the button and hoping for the best. I mean, honestly, autofocus cameras today, you can just point in the right direction and hold that button down. You're going to get a great shot. If you're shooting 8,000 images at a wedding, no, this camera is not for you. If you want to take your time, enjoy this process, is the camera worth $9,000? To me, I bought it. I bought it twice. It's worth $9,000 to me because I can't get this and the feeling I get while I'm shooting this with any other system. And that's me, and that makes it special for me. Again, I could have went out and spent $60,000 on Mercedes, but I don't need that for me. Other people want that and enjoy the ride. I enjoy the ride on this, and this is where I want to put my money. So don't sit there and drive up in your Range Rover and tell me I'm an idiot for buying an M while I'm sitting in my Volkswagen. It doesn't work that way. Anyway, so yes, you can learn this. It'll take you about a month to get like proficient to be, really. I mean, day one, you're going to get photos in focus. I'm telling you right now. Just remember to hold yourself still and don't wave, because we do this and everybody does this. Watch a photographer, like what they do. They'll be like this, they'll be moving and they're going all over. And why isn't it in focus? With an M, you set the focus, you stay still, and you take the shot. That's it. And that kind of like, you have to relearn that. It's like a skill that's just staying still. It's a skill. Other than that, it's easy. And remember, just start at the f4, go down to 3.4, go down to 2.8, go down to 2 each week, and you'll get very good at it very quickly. But yeah, it's a joy system. I love the size, I love the weight, I love the lenses. All the brands of lenses for the M, they're really fantastic. It's just a fun system. So can you? Yes, absolutely, 100%. I don't care who you are, you can use an M. Should you? That's where you have to make the decision. Are you going to be willing to give up spraying and praying, pointing the camera in the right direction and not thinking? If you're willing to give that up and really want to enjoy this art form, and I'm not saying you can't enjoy it with an autofocus camera. Don't come at me. I'm just saying that this is the type of photography you want to do. The M is absolutely 100% worth the money. And believe me, I've had problems with this camera that you wouldn't believe, and the journey was worth it for me. because today I'm just as excited with this camera when I take it out of the bag as when I unboxed it. And that's something special. Like every time I pull this camera out, it's like using it for the first time. It's exciting, fun. Thanks for watching as always.